Dude, where have you been for the last 2 months? Like, you literally just disappeared off the face of the planet. Where have you been? Like, last time we talked, like, we had a conversation and you didn't like my response and you walked out and I hadn't heard from you for 2 months and now you're just showing back up like nothing happened after we had a pretty deep convo about accountability and responsibility for ourselves and within this connection. And you just happen to just remove yourself, walk out with no warning, and now you're just showing back up 2 months later like nothing happened. Like, where the heck have you been? And you don't think it was weird that you kind of just left like that without closing the conversation? Yeah, you annoyed me, so I removed myself because I didn't feel like sitting in a conversation where I felt some type of way. So I decided to use the moment to remove myself and allow you to feel upset about my lack of interaction because I didn't feel like continuing a conversation that was annoying me. So I decided to just remove myself in general and not tell you why and not talk to you whatsoever or communicate to you. But it didn't mean that I didn't want to continue a connection with you. That's why I'm still here. And that's why I showed back up. So you want to continue a connection with me, which is why you're here. But you removed yourself because you were annoyed at something that I said in response to us developing basically this connection through us practicing accountability and responsibility for ourselves. And whatever I said during that time period, during that conversation, upset you to where you decided you were just going to basically ghost our connection without warning. And you didn't even communicate to me that you just needed space and time to yourself. You just decided you just weren't going to say anything at all. You just decided you just were just going to completely detach yourself, remove yourself, and say nothing. And you've normalized this as being okay. Okay. But you want to continue a connection with me while you're acting like that? I don't think I want a connection with you at all. Because I don't want somebody that acts like that. What are you talking about? I'm allowed to walk away when I want to and sit with myself without saying a word. I don't need to let you know that I'm just detaching to be able to sit with myself for as long as I need before I reapproach a connection with someone else. And I don't need to close out a conversation to do that. I don't need you to give me that permission or acknowledge, that things are closed before I can just go do what I want. I'm just going to remove myself and do what I want when I want and how I want. And me being here should show you that I do value the connection and I just operate and show up in my own way. So, for the fact that you're saying that you don't want a connection with me, you don't even see the effort that I've put into even showing up here today to even hold this conversation with you. I was prepared to just go on having this connection with you when I showed up, acting as if nothing happened and continue developing the connection with this gaping void that I left here when I removed myself from this whole connection for 2 months in the first place because I decided that that was the best alternative when I left. And I decided it was the best alternative when I came back. And I was planning to just act like it never happened, but you decided to bring it up as if, this is yesterday's news. I was prepared to just develop the connection with this void here so that we could just act like it wasn't there. Because I'm already done talking about it. Okay. Well, no. No, this is not going to work between us. And before you walk off again and act like we're not talking, a proper way to disconnect so that you can consider using this in the future or warping it to whatever you think works best for the type of character you're choosing to operate in right now is by letting someone you want to maintain a connection with know that you need to disconnect for a while and reflect, and it'll be a while before you reconnect. If you plan to actually maintain a connection with them, not just drop everything and not talk to them for 2 months and walk out without closing the conversation. That's not healthy. The character you're currently operating in by choice that you're defending right now is not healthy for me to be around. Yeah, no. This type of ghosting is not okay. And I don't expect you to even understand that because of how much you are acting like there's nothing wrong. I also believe you're avoiding your own issues when you get faced with them through a connection like this one, which is also your choice. But I'm not going to put myself through an emotional roller coaster of wondering when you're going to show back up and finish the topic in order for us to further develop our connection. I don't need to be strung along into an abyss of a void you created in this connection just to feel a sense of superiority when you get triggered emotionally, and you'd rather approach things through ghosting instead of facing them responsibly. I don't care what history you have around your emotional regulation. This is ridiculous, and I don't need it around me at all. Yeah, I'm leaving. Goodbye.